Okay, so I think there's this big notion that artists are broke and struggling artists or workers. And I think that's wrong. And I think that's not true. But I also think it is true. You see, there's this part of it where it is struggling, and I feel like it is a fucking struggle to be an artist. Because I feel like the systems in the world and how society and becoming so-and-so, successful is not built for creatives and artists. I think it's very much built for profit and gain. And so yeah, I feel like it's a struggle. But what I don't truly believe is that we're broke. And I think a notion tied to that is that we don't believe in ourselves. And I think that's the biggest core root of artists maybe not being able to make a living, or even not being able to make a ton of money from their art, is that they may not see it as something super valuable. But of course, it's a bit more, less black and white than that art needs to be sold. And I feel like art is based on expression alone. But that's a big reason why I'm making this video in the first place. If you didn't know anything about me, my name is Okeano. I am a Filipino filmmaker, dancer, and creative, born in New Zealand, but is based in Perth, Australia. It's a crazy mix, and it's a crazy, like, whoa, that's like a lot. And I feel like that has a lot of richness. I feel like I bring a lot of richness and life to my work because of that upbringing. And yeah, and to be honest, about me, for the last 5 years, I've been a freelance videographer in Perth, doing any and every type of gig possible, from nightlife to, corporate, to weddings, to dance. And I think over the course of time, I sort of realized my why. And my why was basically, I love to create meaningful experiences so that I can give something to people so that they can feel something greater than themselves. I love making a video or a dinner party experience or some sort of just creative, meaningful experience that makes people be like, oh, damn, that was beautiful. Or like, yeah, makes people cry. I feel like that's like my why as an artist, as a part. And to be honest, that has been the most beautiful part of creating. But the struggle part is, honestly, I just haven't found a way to make consistent income as being a freelance creative. And that's been, yeah, a big struggle. And honestly, it's been sort of damaging my relationship to my art and damaging my relationship to money, because I feel like over the course of 3 years of doing it, I just don't believe I can make money from my creations, because maybe I just keep attracting really low tiered clients that may not value the work as much. And so, a bit of context: at the end of last year, I sort of stopped doing freelance and I went back to a part-time job after, I think, 4 years since I had a part-time job. And yeah, that sort of gave me time to be stable and sort of create again. And during that time was amazing. I created so many cool things. I was in an art exhibition with a lot of other Filipino diaspora and doing exhibition with them. And yeah, I also created a short film, a documentary film on a Filipino dancer artist. And I think that really, during that time, really reinforced my why, which is to make meaningful experiences so that people feel like I'm seen and I'm heard, but also I can do something with myself. I always, one note to that, I always feel like a great story is one where a character or scene or piece in the work helps the viewer or the audience reflect on themselves. And through that reflection, they actually see themselves and they can find meaning in themselves. That's what I mean by like, I love creating experiences. But at the end of last year, I was like, I don't think I can be in this part-time job anymore. It was very physically demanding and taxing that I was like, I think I want to heal my relationship with making money and also creating art, because honestly, what I want to be doing is that I just want to be living the life the way I design it and not having to sacrifice one part for the other to gain or other part for the other to gain. And so a lesson that I've gotten from this is to be really, really clear with your identity. Are you a broke artist? Are you an artist part-time, doing it for a hobby? Or, are you an artist? Are you a filmmaker who wants to make meaningful work, but also be able to live a lifestyle that he wants? And I think that's come to a point where I don't want to keep sacrificing and not attend all parts of myself that I feel like I deserve. And yeah, this is the first video that I want to be expressing that. I feel like this is trying to live out this lesson of being like, okay, I've come from a journey of me struggling with creating and being a filmmaker. And I come from a journey where I did believe I was broke. But as part of this lesson, I don't want to be broke. I want to be rich, not just in monetarily. And I feel like in money-wise, that's not even the focus of being rich. I want to be wealthy in life experiences so that my cup is full and I get to live the life that I want, but it's all because of a greater purpose of being a servant to the world and the universe and to God, that the work I do has so much impact of goodness in the world, but also I'm rich from that type of experience. So yeah, but I also don't want to be broke enough not to be able to afford food and stuff. So as part of wrapping this whole thing up, I aim to do this in 8 minutes. It's already coming to 9 minutes. But there's this last bit there's in sort of my structure of this video, which is, what is the advice from the 3 years Okeano from now? Or what's the advice Okeano 3 years from now, who's already achieved all that I've ever accomplished? What's his advice to me right now to make the next step as part of this journey? And if the journey isn't clear right now, or you haven't understood it, the journey is, I want to be a filmmaker making crazy cool but impactful work and being able to live his life with financial freedom and design. And so what's some advice I give to myself to take the next step forward? I think one, it's creating a video series like this, of being radically honest, but also giving progress on my journey. I feel like this is day one of it. And two, I think it is to create a documentary, and I haven't given you full context yet, but I am creating a documentary at the moment. But I think it's to create a teaser or sort of small package of that so that I can give it to others, especially maybe other filmmakers or people in the industry that can give me advice, but also give me direction on how to actually progress in this industry. Because to be honest, I don't know how this industry works, and I'm just like going with the flow. So that's two pieces of advice that I feel like I'm gonna take on during this next week. So yeah. This is really scary, but I'm trusting in the process. So thanks for being with me. Okeano.